Okay, sorry about the hiccup there. We are back. So, another OBS crash. I mentioned this before, is like, don't ever update anything unless you have to. And you're like, oh, maybe I'll be able to use this thing. It's never a feature that I end up using, and it ends up breaking the software. So OBS will crash my video card for reasons that are unknown, but the older version didn't. So maybe I'll go back and find a previous version to use for what I'm doing. It also won't record things properly in 4K now. I don't know why that is, but if you're trying to record something in 4K, it's like 2 FPS. Before, I could record things in 4K no problem, but now it just doesn't. It just don't work. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are having a great day and everything's going good. I'm probably going to play some Baldur's Gate 3. People have just been bugging me about playing this game. It's the best thing since Dragon Age Origins. I'm like, okay, if you mention Dragon Age Origins, which is one of my favorite games of all time, maybe I'll take a look at it and play it. The chill guitar work in Diablo 1's Village always gave me good vibes. Yeah, I think the guy who made the music though is pretty much an arsehole. He's not a very pleasant dude. He's one of those people who shits the bed over politics every single second on Twitter. You get those personalities. There's people that I otherwise would like if they didn't have a Twitter profile, like Eric Larson, who was a Spider-Man artist back in the 80s, and did a bunch of stuff with Image Comics, I think. He's really knowledgeable artist. He will tell you. He'll critique your art. He'll tell you how to draw comics. He'll tell you how to market them. He'll tell you everything for free. But he'll also demand that you get sent to an oven if you disagree with him politically. He's on that level. And there's so many people that are like that. They just have a demonic obsessive vomit moment anytime somebody has anytime somebody's remotely to the right of them. You know what I'm saying? It's really unfortunate. It makes me think, I deleted the Twitter app off my phone for a while just to be just create some friction for posting and, more importantly, for looking at it. Because I feel like the energy level has risen on Twitter, not in a good way, in a the negative energy level. The same thing happened in Facebook about 2 years ago. Is Facebook went from a place where people would kind of bullshit about politics, but mostly post pictures of places their food and their kids, to a place where people were having their 2 minutes of hate and vomiting and shitting themselves every single second they were on Facebook. You couldn't get away from it. Not only that, but you look at somebody who you've known forever, and they're basically demanding that you be executed for your political beliefs. That doesn't, you don't end up not wanting to know that person. You really should keep those sort of thoughts to yourself, right? Demanding that the other side get genocided or whatever is not something that you should externalize. You've created lots of videos about book covers, but what about the back cover? Have you done anything regarding how back covers should be? I have. I have a video. I'll look it up real quick for you, just because I think I could probably look it up a little quicker than you could. It's turn your ebook into a paperback. Let me see if I can just grab it here. Is there a share button? Usually there's a quick share button. I'll pull it up on YouTube. You'll hear it for a second here, and then I'll just share it. So that has a video on, if you have the front cover, how to turn it into a full ebook. Or paperback, you have to know you have to first format the interior of your paperback. And so once you do that, then that tells you how many pages it's going to be, which tells you how thick the spine is going to be. Amazon has a really quick and easy formatting tool for that. That lets you just download a PDF that has it all laid out. You can just open it in Photoshop and spread it out and, put stuff where it needs to be very quick and easy. It used to be much more difficult once upon a time where you'd have to set up a document with really precise measurements and then measure all the margins and put little blue lines everywhere in order to get everything perfect for the paperback. But it's a lot easier now with the templates, and they've had those for a long time. So if you use the templates, and you can use them not just in Photoshop, you can use them in Inkscape. Inkscape is a really good tool for doing a lot of this stuff, even though it is a vector tool. You'll find it has just a lot of control over placing things and keeping things where they need to be, as well as the kinds of effects that you would end up needing to use in Photoshop, such as drop shadows, in order to make everything work with the text. So if you're looking for an alternative for book design from Photoshop, I don't actually recommend, a lot of people use GIMP. I don't actually recommend GIMP as much as Inkscape. Inkscape is a lot more user-friendly for doing what we need to do, especially with text. So anyway, hopefully that video will help you out. I don't like RPGs that don't feature mounts. Mounts are a must. I think it depends on the game. It really depends on the game. Like if you're playing something such as Dragon Age Origins, you don't need a mount. It's a party-based combat game where you're going from area to area. Like there's no point to a mount. It's not an open world game. And in fact, when they added an open world to it with Dragon Age Inquisition, it just made the gameplay unbearable, terribly boring, walking around an empty world very slowly. So if you have a big open world, then yeah, maybe a mount makes sense. But we have to ask ourselves on a game design level, like, what is a mount? A mount is not a mount. A mount is a way to speed up what the player is doing in certain ways, okay? So if we use World of Warcraft as an example, you get to level 40, and at least if you're playing Classic, you get to level 40, you finally get your mount. What does your mount allow you to do? Well, you can move at 60% increased speed. So that speeds the game up, sort of. What it really does is it reduces the travel time. It reduces the time it takes you to get around the map to get to your objectives as a player. And one of the most important things that they put in World of Warcraft to offset this increase in speed is the days effect. It's a very unpopular effect, but it's a really good piece of game design because you don't want players to just run through a world as if it poses no danger to them, right? So if your mount allows you to just run past mobs and not engage with them, then the world isn't really very dangerous. And very quickly, the game becomes a game of run to a certain place on the map, get off your horse, and do something, and then run back. And that is what World of Warcraft turned into with flying mounts. That's why I think flying mounts are probably the worst thing that they added to World of Warcraft. Any one game design thing they've added, flying mounts are the top of my list for the bad game design decision. People who've used them for a long time, they're like, oh, I love the freedom of being able to walk around and look at the world. It's like, that's not, that perspective changes the way you have to design the world in a more complex way, but also it makes it so the world is no longer in play. It's not dangerous anymore. It's just, it's a thing below you that you just fly over to get to objectives. So it's no wonder people can't remember any of the maps nearly as well as they remember like Elwyn Forest. It's because you spend a lot of time walking through Elwyn Forest, slowly looking around at the scenery and experiencing the world, and also knowing that there's dangerous things that can kill you for at least 10 levels. So mounts decrease the time that you take getting around a game. I think they're a great addition to a game such as World of Warcraft, where as you continue to level up, the world gets bigger. So the world starts this small. It starts with like Northshire Abbey, if you're a human. Or that little area in Teldrassil, if you're a night elf or wherever, the Valley of Trials for orcs. It starts as this little area and it gets bigger. As it gets bigger, the game slows down because it takes longer to get places. So having things like flight paths, it allows you to skip over the content which you're not really looking to engage with, right? You're not looking to kill level 8 mobs when you're level 40. Rather, you still have to travel through areas that are lower level, so the amount allows you to do that and get to the places that are relevant to you more quickly. It's necessary when the game gets big. But if you're looking at a game like Dragon Age Origins, not only would they be unnecessary, they would be completely counterproductive to the design of the game to add in mounts. So that's what the game design is it shrinks time. Everything's about player time. I wrote a long essay on this, that the only penalty when you're not looking at like a coin operated game is time. When a player dies, that's a time penalty. They have to redo part of the level. They lose part of their time. In World of Warcraft, you die, you run back to your corpse, you lose part of your time. In EverQuest, you die, yeah, you lose your gear, and you have to go get your corpse or whatever, right? But that's mainly a time penalty. That's not really a penalty for like gold. Like you do lose gold, but that's also losing time because the gold is a factor of you spending time getting gold. So everything's a time penalty. And so mounts allow you to speed the game up a little bit where it's really appropriate to, which is to skip over content which is no longer relevant to the player. The problem is you get flying mounts in a place like Outland where all of the content is still relevant to the player on some level. And what they basically do is the world is not dangerous. You fly over a bunch of dangerous relevant mobs to one place, drop off your mount, kill the one mob you're supposed to, and fly away. That's not, to me, that's not a very immersive experience compared to Classic, where it takes some effort to get out somewhere, or even something like EverQuest where it really takes a long time to get wherever you're going. You know. So anyway, that's my thing on mounts. Yeah, Twitter tends to stress me out these days, to be honest. It's not that it stresses me, but you know, you have to think that anything that you put in is going to affect you. You have to carefully manage your inputs. As a human being, as an artist, as anything else, you want to manage your inputs in a way that is going to help you produce the outputs that you want. So if you're spending your time listening to bubblegum pop music, but you want to play metal, is that really going to, you know, how much is that going to do? If you're only listening to death metal, that's going to create a very insular experience if you're trying to record death metal. Same thing with, like, if you only read modern fantasy, you're going to write a modern fantasy book to the detriment of your book, right? You need a little bit broader influence to do original things with whatever you're doing. But, you know, you wouldn't want to spend all of your time reading romance novels because that's just, it's not really going to, like, point you to the right skills. It's the same thing with social media. If you're spending a lot of time consuming a ton of content that makes you feel bad, keep in mind the news is not designed to make you know things. It's designed to make you feel bad and know less, right? It's to make you feel worse. The worse you feel, the more you want to click on the news in order to get some little piece of information to try to alleviate your anxiety. But the news is designed to provoke anxiety. So you shouldn't watch the news. I guess that's my point. Don't watch the news, right? Especially on like social media. You should block news. If you want to have a social media experience that's for you, you should just block news. Like on Facebook, block anything from, you know, any news outlet. Just don't talk to any of the male companions while I can't, because all the companions are written to hit on you no matter who or what you are. Interesting. We'll check that out in a second here. Twitter's as toxic as 4chan, but far less self-aware. Yeah, I agree. But less self-aware. They're far less self-aware. I was looking to see if I should have a decent design for the back cover or just keep it a simple, solid cover. It's up to you. I've done both. I tend to usually keep it simple because the back cover just is not that important. People are not examining it carefully, but sometimes I like to have a little touch. If I'm starting with a background or I'm designing a cover that tends to kind of go off on one side or be easily expandable, then yeah, I'll design like a nice wrap that goes all the way around. Like on City of Silver, there's an image that goes all the way around the cover and it looks very nice. But for most of my books, I don't know if I have one here. Like here's I have a couple here. I gotta dig them up. You know, Crown of Sight, it's just dark red, just maroon with the words, right? You don't really need much more than that. Keys to prolific creativity, it's just black, you know. I do have like some nice, you know, couple splashes of color for like the blurb, you know, I always put like a blurb heading, and that's just kind of the ways that I, you know, kind of frame what I'm selling with the book. Here's a Kyrie, Matt Krotz. It's a good book. Nice little back cover, but even then it's pretty simple. It's a design. You know, you have a little graphic here, and this is a graphic novel, right? So you don't need a really complex cover even for like, you know, graphic novel, but it's nice. It's a nice touch if you want to do it. But like I said, it's really just not that important. What's more important is that it just looks nice and it clearly says what you're trying to get there. You know, MMO benefit from open worlds because of the possibility of other players populating that world. Less need for this in single player games. This was a problem with Diablo 4. It's like, here's a mount. I'm like, so I can skip past the 99% of the content, which is a waste of your time, and just get to the part that's going to give you loot. Now, lots of people maybe like that. To me, it says that you've designed the game in a holistic sense incorrectly. If everybody's like, well, I just need to get to this dungeon and do this, and I want to ride past every single mob as quickly as possible, it kind of says to me that you haven't designed the entirety of the game correctly. If everybody wants to skip what's in the open world and they have the option to, and you're giving them that option, then you should just delete the open world. Just get rid of it, right? Why is there an open world in Diablo 4? It really serves no purpose. There's no purpose to it. What you ought to have is, just like a fast transport system to move to different hubs, or really just one town. You probably just needed one town hub, and then you can just transport to the maps that you want to play, right? Like, it's a thing in World of Warcraft when they created auto queues for dungeons. No one went out in the world because dungeons are the most efficient way to do anything. So, you're just going to queue up for the dungeons. Like, why not just delete the world at that point? If you're going to take everything out of the world, then there's no reason to have a world. Hey, David, would you consider writing a Western? Probably not. Razorfist was quite successful with his Ghost of the Badlands graphic novel fundraising effort. That's partly because of his success in other things. So keep in mind, it's not that like Westerns are popular per se, right? But, you have a good creative team and you have a big platform, then you can make something that is, like Western comics are pretty infrequently seen. My friend Jesse White has done some, and they're great. They're cool. But I probably won't write a Western. No, I'm not. I've read Westerns. I've watched them. I'm not super interested in them as a genre right now. So probably not. Loved your Needle Ash series, by the way. Thank you. So the sequel to that I'm working on. It's called King Leper. Been teasing it for way too long. I need to finish it up and get it out. So that's going to be like my main focus, and then we'll be doing more music after that a little bit. Final Fantasy XIV made getting your first mount Chocobo such an event. After over 8,000 hours of playing, I had nearly 30. Yeah. I had hundreds of mounts in World of Warcraft. I remember I got this blue Dragonhawk mount for having 100 mounts. Back when people were like, where did you get this blue Dragonhawk as a human? I was like, or as an elf or whatever my character was. I was like, oh, I got 100 mounts. And then I got a dumb kite for having 150. But I remember when we first saw the White Drake. The White Drake was a 50 mount reward. No one had ever collected mounts before. It was really cool. And I had some super rare mounts in World of Warcraft, like the Winter Spring Frost Saber and just some others. I had the Ashes of Alar, a 310 mount at one point. What else did I have? They gave me 310 on the character I got it on too. I think I didn't have to buy it. 310% speed mount was another rare one. Midnight, the one from Karazhan, I had that one. Rivendare's Death Charger, I had that on several characters back when you didn't share mounts between characters. Did you ever play a permadeath RPG? Only like Diablo, like 2, hardcore. Did you ever lose a beloved character to permadeath? I think so. If you start it knowing that your character has permadeath, then you play differently. Or like Fire Emblem, where you lose characters when they die. You play differently. You play more cautiously. Like if you're going to play Fire Emblem on classic settings, you should probably just play on normal mode to save yourself the headache. But I'm a glutton for punishment, so I played on like the hard mode, the classic, and then, somebody dies and you're like, you have to make this decision. Like, am I going to reset this map to get this character back, or am I going to let them be dead? And if you're following it like true to the design, you just have to let them die. You failed. You didn't make the right decision and they died. Or you have to sacrifice them at a key time. Things like that. I lost the character playing a mud, and it affected me quite profoundly. Yeah, same thing with D&D, classic D&D. People playing Dungeons and Dragons, like, character death is pretty much off the table for most modern players. But if you're playing like AD&D or D&D 1.0 or D&D 2, character death was a frequent occurrence, especially at low levels. If you're playing like a level 1 wizard, you could get killed in one hit because you would roll stats with random, like, you would have random things. You could have a character with like 2 hit points and they just die instantly, and you have to make a new character. So you don't get attached to characters like they're something special when you know that you could lose them. Rather, they are a tool that you use to play the game. And I think that's a different sort of thing. You just kind of see, and playing something like Diablo, just like, how far can I get? Like, I would play hardcore WoW, but for the fact that you're really dependent on WoW servers being up and your internet working in order for your character to not die. The stud multiplier in Lego Star Wars was hilarious. It made dying irrelevant because you get to true Jedi in 2 minutes. No more time penalty. Agreed on mounts versus the immersiveness of EverQuest. Dungeon crawls and CRs were intense in that game, and nothing else had quite captured that experience again. It was a big effort to just get to a zone to do content in EverQuest. You maybe had to wait around for a boat, and the boat would take a long time to get there. What was it? What was the one that dropped flowing black silk sash? There was like this ghoul, and like you'd have to go deep into the forest and camp out there with other players. There was all kinds of things in EverQuest that made it an epic experience. Like going out into the world. Now, not everyone has the time or the inclination to do all of that kind of stuff, but it was really special feeling if you had that time to like go out in the world. It was an epic experience. It felt really epic. Every time I boot up my search engine, I make sure to turn off everything except the background image. Somehow the settings keep resetting every few months. The propaganda is real, yeah. It's weird to me how so many RPG developers telling us, the consumer, not to get used to putting in too much effort into games and to lower our expectations. Not all devs, but many. Yeah, I saw something that's like, Baldur's Gate is it's going to set unrealistic expectations. It's like, is it like a complete game that's fun to play or what? What's the unrealistic expectation? I could see Final Fantasy 16 setting unrealistic. Games are supposed to be completely smooth and look beautiful and have fun gameplay and a good story. Yes. Like, that's the normal way games were in 2003. Every game looked good and was smooth as hell and had a good story. I don't know. Yeah. I think it's the infiltration of the games industry by like games as service approaches, which just destroy your ability to make a good game unless you are the top dog in an area and have all the resources to do it correctly. Otherwise, it's just going to be bad. And then you're spending your resources with at corporate making games that are bad, hoping to nickel and dime players because Fortnite is successful, and they don't buy the game because it's bad. You know what I mean? Torchlight did that one. Torchlight was okay, but I won't play Torchlight 1 again. Torchlight was actually made by Blizzard North, like the devs from Blizzard North. So it's very true to the Diablo formula. I played all 3 of them. 2 and 3 are pretty good. That's why I mostly play casual. I'm too soft-hearted to let my characters die, and I just don't have time to restart a level because someone died in the final push. Yeah. Remember, don't use Baldur's Gate as a weapon against AAA publishers. I wouldn't use anything as a weapon against them. You just be honest about it. Like, okay, why would I pay for this? I bought Diablo 4 partly because people were asking me about it, but also because I had a bunch of friends who were playing it, and they were playing it prior to launch. I'm like, okay, well, I'll play with them. Well, I didn't get to play with my friends at all, and now even if they were going to play with me, it'd be like, I don't think I want to play this game. It's too shitty a game. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for my time. There's a million other things I could do with my time as far as games go that are better. And if there's no games that interest me, I can open a book or watch a movie or something, right? There's so many other entertainment options. Why would you spend your time on an endless grind game that's not even good and looks like a gray mass of nothing. You know, I can't understand it. Like, people have, I mean, the lowering of standards is real. People will defend Diablo 4 like you've insulted their mother. I don't know why. I don't know why standards got this bad. I mean, I kind of know why, and it's just that, like, standards are the average of whatever is coming out, and games have gotten worse. And I remember making a video about this, like, in 2018. I'm like, my declining interest in video games. I'm like, I think it's not me. I think games actually have gotten worse, because I go back and I compare them, and they're just designed with far less interesting gameplay or features than before. Everything is you add complexity in order to sell something to a player, which is awful, rather than adding a level of complexity because it makes the game more fun. You know, it's like, there's 20 different currencies you have to manage. Why do I have 20 different currencies? Oh, because we sell 5 of them to you. So if there's an item you want and it uses that currency, we'll sell it to you. That's stupid. Just have gold. You know, if you get rid of all that crap and you can just have one currency. Oh, this game uses gold. Even World of Warcraft ended up with like a proliferation of currencies. Once upon a time, it was just gold. Then it was gold, honor, badges, tokens, blah, 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 blah. Like, just too many currencies. I remember EverQuest selling actual atlases at GameStop. Yes, like physical printed book atlases to get to certain places. Yes, printed maps. Because the internet was so slow back then, you couldn't just look up maps, and nobody had maps, you know? And you didn't have like, oh, let me open my map and see where I am on it. No, like, you had to kind of reason out where you were. Do you think the decline of gaming has coincided with digital releases? Absolutely. If it's unfinished, you can just patch it for the next year. Yes. That gives developers an out when it comes to pushing out an unfinished game. If it doesn't have to exist forever on the disc, then they will just ship it broken if they have to and fix it later. Yeah, I think that's part of it, but I don't think that's the only part. I think most of the games are badly designed in concept, not just they're unfinished or they're buggy. Like, those are problems with releasing a game too early, you know, not being able to finish the work on time, because there's so many things that could cause a game to not be finished on time. The big one is that it's really hard to know how much work it's going to take to make a game. There's so many different things that go into it. There's all the graphics design, there's all the programming, there's all the game testing that has to happen in order for a game to go live. And it's really difficult to know how much each element of those is going to take up in terms of the time of a developer or a staff member to make it. So just one little mistake on, like, you know, if you're like, well, I think it's going to take 1 day to make each one of these assets, and it takes 2 days. If there's 100 assets, you're like now you're very quickly moving towards 6 months behind when it comes to asset development, by just not being able to correctly estimate how much time it's going to take to do something, right? It's really difficult, and I've heard a couple of good speakers say this. You can fix time or you can fix scope, but fixing both is pretty much impossible. So you can decide when it's going to come out, when it's going to be done January 1st, 2024. And whatever, you know, when you get to December 1st, whatever stuff you have done, that's what's done for your software. So you can fix your time or you can fix your scope. This is what the software is going to be. This is what the game is going to be. And it'll come out when it's done. There's a problem with each of those. One is, if you haven't reached the minimum level of what the product is, you can't release it no matter how hard you fix the time on it, and no matter how many features you're willing to not include. The other half of that is you get something like Star Citizen that doesn't fix its scope either. Like, it continues to expand its scope and it doesn't fix its time, and so it just gets delayed into infinity. You know, all of this because of a little horse armor. Yeah, the horse armor was like a silly and funny thing, and we all thought it was like a joke, and then now the entire design of a game will revolve around what is the equivalent of horse armor. The entire game is designed around you buying horse armor. Think about that. So you design the gameplay in order to sell somebody, in order to to get more of the player's money. every game does that, right? Like a coin operated game is difficult so that you put more quarters into the game to finish it. And so you don't worry about the gameplay being balanced. You just make it fairly tough, tough enough that the player dies frequently enough that they're still willing to put in quarters, but not so frequently that they walk away from the game in disgust. So if they feel like they can keep putting in quarters and keep going a little further, then they'll do that. That's the difficulty of arcade games. Now it's with DLC. How much DLC can we like force a player to buy? Yeah, why play a terrible game when Morrowind exists? Morrowind turned 20 and it's still amazing. And I can say, like, I have a really nice gaming PC. The best game I played on my 4K monitor was Morrowind in HDR. Like, it's beautiful. Like, the aesthetics still really hold up. And with the if you have higher detail, resolutions or higher detail textures, you can get just AI upscaled vanilla textures and the game looks amazing. Really does look good and it feels like it's a place that could be real, if not a place that, is real. Do you think founder CEO should bear personal responsibility for allowing buyouts of studios? Lurian CEO seems to not want to entertain these acquisition attempts. That is a really interesting question. I don't know how to answer it. I'm not sure what personal responsibility means. I'm going to close these blinds. I have like sun in my eyes. All right, that's better. A little darker, a little easier to see. Not getting blinded by the sun. Now I'm like now it looks like I'm in a basement. But the monitor looks so much better this way. I'm not sure. Yeah. Do you think gatekeeping, bought-off video game journalism model dying will lead to better games? I don't know. I can't predict the future. I think we'll get better games when the market is pretty open for independence. It really is. I mean, we're in a great place for indies, and there's a lot of great indie games. If you're wanting a really high-value AAA production, I think you have to have a shift from the bottom up. Basically, people have to stop buying crap. They have to stop buying crap, and the market for DLC has to go away forever. Or if you wanted to do it top down, the only way it would happen is if Sony and Microsoft banned DLC from their platforms. Are they going to do that? I don't see them doing it. There's no way that you're going to get stockholders to agree to that because they think there's more money in it. But we say, hey, if Sony and Microsoft shook hands, like, we're going to do an oligopoly thing right now. Games are $100. We'll let developers set their own price, but we're going to have our recommended price for a game as $100. No more DLC ever again. You ship a complete game, or you don't ship a game. The only way that you allow a DLC is if it's a subscription-based game. So you can have subscription-based games like Final Fantasy or whatever. Genshin Impact would have to become a subscription-based game. Couldn't sell little gems or whatever to pull waifus, right? It has to go to a subscription model. And that would be your way out. And so you would either make a game with a subscription, every game with a subscription would fail except for a couple. The truth is that people don't play more than one MMO at a time. So there's only one World of Warcraft. If everyone who's playing World of Warcraft stops playing World of Warcraft, they'll play another game, but they're not gonna have 3 different game subscriptions. They'll have one. But that's the only way that you would have it, is if the big players saw that DLC was hurting their games and could meaningfully convince everyone that they're going to do away with DLC for the betterment of the industry, so that the industry won't die completely, and so that studios won't go out of business because they can't afford to make $100 million games that people won't buy. For better or worse, the devs made a D&D simulation. I wish more devs would commit to doing stuff like that instead of focus testing to death. Yeah, focus testing is all about how do you get people to pay more money now. Focus testing is not about like, are we finding bugs? Are people having fun? It's like, well, what are the places where we can like cram in more opportunities to sell things to people? Only anime game I could ever entertain the thought of enjoying would be Final Fantasy XIV, and that's more of a love letter to classic Final Fantasy. I don't know if that's I don't think that's an anime. Oh, only online game. Sorry, I don't know why I read that wrong. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is good. I've reviewed it on the channel. It's a lot of fun. It can be played as a solo with other people that you run into. I think it's a better MMO than current World of Warcraft by a pretty wide stretch, especially for the casual player. And if you're looking for the best MMO experience on the market now, it's hard for me to tell you what it is. I think all of them are worse than what they were 10 or 15 years ago for sure. Classic WoW has the potential still to be the best overall experience for a new player. Playing just classic WoW and leveling and meeting other people, especially if you could somehow get into a stream of everybody decided to level a new character on a certain server, so there's lots of low B levelers around. Problem with WoW Classic is that because there were people who grew up playing it and they had become like no life power gamers as adults, they played WoW Classic as a no life power gamer. They're like, I'm going to get from 0 to 60 in 2 weeks and do it that way. That's not how the game was when it came out. It took months to get to level 60. You enjoyed the game, exploring and stuff like that, you know? So, anyway. I missed a bunch of stuff. Okay. I call Star Citizen a JPEG simulator because it's about selling JPEGs for ships that might exist in the future. Yeah. Extreme other end of the spectrum, developers need some constraints in timetable. Yeah, they need something. Destiny just announced they're not making new seasonal content armor because nobody wanted it. They'll still be making cash shop armor, though. Interesting. I'll take your Morrowind and rage all of Xenogears. I like Xenogears. The one thing that gives me hope for Starfield, they keep pushing it back, so hopefully that means they're really giving it their all. On the other hand, it's still modern Bethesda. Modern Bethesda still has a lot going for it. You know, Fallout 76 did a lot of brand damage, but you know, Fallout 4 still had a lot of good stuff going for it. I don't really like Fallout 4, but I don't, you know, you have to keep in mind, like me going, I don't like Fallout 4. It's like, I didn't really like Fallout 3 or New Vegas very much either. I just don't find Fallout a very fun setting. I don't enjoy it. I think it's ugly looking and I don't like it. Early access was the worst thing to happen to most games. If you use it well, Baldur's Gate 3 being one. Yeah, selling a game before it's done. I mean, I like the idea of early access because you can get basically a little extra funding and you get people beta testing for you, right? Like real people. And so you can gather a lot of feedback and make adjustments. If you're looking to ferret out a lot of bugs, that could be helpful. It really can. Shove it out the door and patch it later is a really bad business model. I'm surprised it's been so prevalent. If you make the rollout release good, people will more readily buy battle passes. Yeah. Blizzard's downfall accelerated to 11 when Activision merged them. Yes, I agree. Morrowind is a damn good game. As for regarding CRPGs, give me a good Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and of course Planescape Torment in all the days of the week. One of the best things about Morrowind is the 20 plus years of fan content. True. People need to stop buying crap, or at least stop excusing crap. Just close your wallet. Especially in 2023, it's like, okay, I want to play Diablo. What games should I play instead of Diablo 4? We should make a list of like 5 games. Okay, you could play Path of Exile. You could play Torchlight 1, 2, 3. You could play Diablo 1, 2. You can play, Exile, Crystal Souls. And, you could play a whole bunch of different games. You could play The Immortal for the Apple II. Or you could play, I'm trying to think of action RPGs. There's a bunch of different games you can play. Some are free. And you can play them till you're bored of them. Others are not free, but are cheap and easy to get. And once you're done with all of those, if you still want to play Diablo 4, I guess you can. But chances are you'll be more interested in some other new game that comes out. What fantasy character do you relate to the most? I don't know. The problem is they hired psychologists to make the audience most likely to spend more money. Not will this experience hold any value after we have your money. Focus testing is just designed by committee, which is pretty much the death knell of creativity. I agree. If you look at old game design, old Blizzard, they put stuff in games just because they thought it was fun or interesting. Classic WoW is packed to the brim with weird Easter eggs and weird mechanics and forgotten factions and all kinds of things they just threw in the game because they thought they'd be fun, like Ravenhold, you know. So they put a lot of things in because they thought they'd be fun, and you know what? They were fun. But if you were designing by some kind of focus group, then they'd be like, well, people weren't interacting with this, therefore we'll throw it out. Or they weren't willing to buy the costume, so let's get rid of this. I'm shocked Baldur's Gate 3 won't have a DM mode, editor mode. Seems like a no-brainer. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough to comment on that yet. Let's close that down. All right. The Frenzied Ghoul with the flowing black silk sash, which gave you like 20% haste. And you could 20% haste. That was good at max. That was good always. It's still good, I think. Right. EverQuest had these great items that just never stopped being good. And not only that, but the flowing black silk sash wasn't like soulbound. They didn't have like soulbound equipment until later in the game. So like you could just trade it to someone. You could go farm it and make money getting flowing black silk sash. KOTOR 2 was an unfinished game. It was released unfinished. An example of a surprise good finished game this year was Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, I heard that. Ever played the old Ultima games? Ultima Online and then some of the other Ultima games. Yeah. They're great. Oh, yeah, other games to play besides Diablo 4. Okay, so, here's some games you could play besides Diablo 4. Well, you could play Diablo Immortal. It's the exact same experience. But you don't have to spend money. So, play Diablo Immortal. But I don't like Diablo Immortal because it's bad like Diablo 4. So you can play Torchlight 1, 2, and 3. Of course, Torchlight made by the original Blizzard North devs. You can play Path of Exile. You can play, if we want to go more old school, there's all of these Gauntlet games that you can play. There's a Gauntlet game that is on the PS4 that you can play. I'm trying to remember the Gauntlet, blah. You know, it's always Gauntlet Legends. You can play Gauntlet Legends, which is basically an action RPG. You can play the old Apple II game, The Immortal. You can play Lineage. You can play Ultima Online. These are games which will scratch a lot of the Diablo itch, but are just going to be probably better. Or you could play Diablo 1 and 2 again. Just play those again. You could play Diablo 3 instead of playing Diablo 4. But Diablo 1 and 2 are probably cheaper and easier to get, you know. I like Skyrim. Very fun. I like Skyrim 2. I like it less than Morrowind, though. And less than Oblivion. Early access is cool. The problem is that the games are often not finished, even after official release. Yeah, they don't use that early release to then fix the game. They use it to get money and then just release the broken game anyway. Anyway. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Oh, and you can play Minecraft Dungeons. Minecraft Dungeons is a better game than Diablo 4 in every conceivable metric. The gear is better, the gameplay is better, the levels are better, it's aesthetically better. Minecraft Dungeons is so much better than Diablo 4. And that's a weird thing to say. People are like, Minecraft Dungeons. Like, Minecraft Dungeons is Diablo 4 if Diablo 4 were good. All right, let's play some Baldur's Gate here, shall we? Oh yeah, Voices of the Void. Before I forget. Audiobook now available for Voices of the Void. So if you wanted the audiobook for Voices of the Void, you can now get it. I don't know how much it is. It says 1 credit, or I think they set the price, probably like $6 or something for the audiobook. Anyway, check that out. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and see if we can play some Baldur's Gate 3. There's a weird little launcher for this, which I find a little strange. They have a launcher. Boy, it takes a long time to launch. Taking a long time to launch. Long time to launch here. I don't know why. Is it running? Oh, there's a... There it is. Oh, it opened a launcher on my extra monitor here. All right. What do I do here? I don't want to... I don't want your account. I don't want to buy that. Let's play. Let's play the game. All right, I'm going to turn down this light a little bit. Make it look better to me. There we go. I don't really need it because this monitor is so bright, you know. I don't really need like a big extra light here. Maybe just a little bit extra. Okay, let me bring up the chat. There we go. Press any key. I can't find the any key, guys. Spacebar works though. New game. Balanced. Tactician. I usually play games like this on like the hardest mode, but I think I'm going to start with balanced. Maybe I can turn it up later if it's like too easy. But like Dragon Age Origins was always Nightmare Plus. Nightmare with the Nightmare Plus. Oh yeah, allow access. Let me check these sound levels here. Make sure they're not like blasting super loud. Turn it down a little bit. This is a cutscene. I turned nudity off, by the way, so if you're like wanting to see boobs, it's not going to happen on this stream. We just don't need to deal with that. Hey, an ugly elf. You're gonna be good character or evil? I don't know. I'll be a white human knight. Sounds a tad high. Okay. Can you customize gender? I don't know. I mean, like, could I be a third gender? Could I be a trap? You could be transgender in Cyberpunk 2077. You could have mismatched genitals, so you could have like a male body and a vagina if you wanted to. And that game had nudity. You could turn it off, but the nudity was really funny because you never see your character's penis except like in the character creator. Oh, this is quite graphic. That's gross. It's like the beginning of Star Trek 2. Yeah. Oh, tutorials. What are we doing? An elf? Around elves, watch yourselves. Alright. Oh, you can do like custom origin, or you can just can you just be a character? Or you can just like pick a character. I can be like this dragon guy. This girl. So you can just like be a character, I guess, if you want to. Or you can like make a custom character. This demon girl. Oh, she's ugly. Alright. We'll do custom. No, I don't want to be a demon. Alright. Elf. Race elf. We could be a dark elf. Drow. Be Drizzt. A half orc. Dragonborn. A gnome. Tempted to do gnome or halfling, either one. You know, It used to be like a weird min-max thing where you'd roll like a gnome warrior in D&D because it actually increased your armor class. You'd be harder to hit. So it's kind of a funny thing. Did you like the 2000 D&D movie? Is that the one with the Wayans brothers? I don't think I liked that one. But I don't remember it, so maybe I did. Maybe I never watched it, but I remember it existed. If you ask an elf for advice, they'll always say no and yes. Alright. Where's my human? Half elf. Elf. Githyanki. An ugly alien dude. Dwarf! Let's play a halfling rogue. Gnome rogue. Gnome. You can move 7.5 meters per turn. Racial speed. Why do gnomes have racial speed? You have advantage on intellect, wisdom, charisma. Okay. Lucky. You have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. Oh, I see. Because they're small, they can't move this quick. I see. Dark vision is really useful. It's tempting to just roll elf. I'll do elf. Humans do not have dark vision. Drow. Of course, they have superior dark vision. Should we be should we be a drow? They made the default human black because too many people in early access were picking white human guys, and they thought people were just picking the default. That's funny. Alright. What should I do? Halfling? Or... I'm really tempted to do halfling because I just think it's something different. It's a little weird they do track what you're doing, but I mean, it's a way to get feedback on like, oh, we put this thing in and people just didn't do that. So like on the next thing, it's like, well, we probably shouldn't include content like this because people just don't really like it. So elves have like normal dark vision, whereas drow have like really good dark vision. Magic can't put you to sleep. The Fey ancestry. There's no way I'm playing like a tiefling or a dragonborn or any of these dumb races. Maybe dwarf. I mean, halfling that like throw an extra dice is pretty good when you're playing on the table, so you never get a 1. Basically, I like the drow. I think we're gonna go with drow. All right, subrace. Oh, there's a subrace. Okay, I think we're gonna go with like a drow. Loth, the Spider Queen, raised by Loth's cult in the city of Menzoberranzan. These drow embody the virtues of the corrupt and merciless goddess. Loth marks her followers with bright red eyes so that those in the Underdark will learn to fear them on sight. That's really going to be like a pretty evil character versus Seldarine drow. I mean, this is like definitely... oh, body type 1, 2, 3, 4... There. You can do like... this is an actual drow This would be like a drow female, bigger and stronger, versus like a little drow. Yes. I mean, you're gonna be pretty evil. Maybe I don't want to be evil. Invite friends. Oh, I'm not doing that. Minzo Diazepam. Is fist fighting viable in this game? I have no idea. Every teen girl plays a shy goth girl tiefling character. So, okay, honestly, Paladin is super powerful in this game because there are a ton of undead and infernal enemies. Can I be a... Well, what class can you be? A Drow Paladin. I don't know how this works, but... okay. We could be an evil Drow Paladin. I don't know. I don't think that works. Bard. I mean, I'm a bard in real life, so I should be a bard in the game. Oh, it's so hard to decide. It's like crafting a child. A halfling bard. Tempted to do halfling just because it's so different, you know? Non-Loth Drow Paladin. Alright. Ranger. Paladin. Got some healing stuff. Yeah, that might be fun. We'll try that out. Alright. Looks good. Subclass, Oath of the Ancients. You fight on the side of light in the cosmic struggle against darkness to preserve the sanctity of life and the beauty of nature. I'm basically playing as like Drizzt Do'Urden at this point, which is kind of... I don't want to do. Oath of Devotion. It's like a tank. Oath of Vengeance. It's like Ret Paladin, Prot Paladin, or Healing Paladin. Which one do we want? Ret Paladin, obviously. Rockin' Ret. Do whatever race here. I presume I don't have to use a hammer as a paladin, do I? Efficiencies. Presume I can get something else. Be a halfling paladin. You can also multi-class as warlock paladin to be edgy. Gotta go with the warhammer dude. Like playing drow paladin, for example. Get this chat a little further over here so I can see it better. I'm like turning my head all the way to the side here to see what y'all are saying. Having races or alignments that lock out certain things. You really ought to. Like, there's no way a drow should be a paladin. I mean, like, the whole Drizzt Do'Urden thing was like, he was this super rare exception. You know? And everybody hated him. Will everybody hate Drizzt Do'Urden? I don't know. Alright, class. Could I be an evil paladin? That would be hilarious. Warlock. Monk. I presume hand fighting is viable. Druid. That makes no sense. Really be a fighter or a rogue. Wizard. We'll do Paladin for fun. Drow Paladin makes no sense. Oath of Vengeance. Charlatan. You're an expert in manipulation, prone to exaggeration, and more than happy to profit from it. Bending the truth and turning allies against each other will lead to greater success down the road. Like, these things don't go together, but whatever. Criminal. kind of want to play like a bad guy. Warlocks get a skill at level 3 to use their charisma as a main attack stat. Paladin use charisma for their spell stat, so you could max out charisma and make an unstoppable build. Whoa, that's cool. One of those evil companions is evil, female drow paladin dedicated to lawful evil love. Well, I'm tempted to I'm just going to play with what I want to play, which is going to be rogue. And rogues are cool because they're just cool. I like to play as rogue. I think it's fun. I think it's more challenging. Criminal, charlatan, entertainer, urchin, soldier, folk hero. Which one? I like this because it has more kind of, you know, I think charisma is actually kind of underrated. You know. All this talk of Paladin Drow. I don't know. Paladin's pretty good, right? Do we want to smash face or do we want to like be subtle with this game? That's the question. Sorry. Yeah, we could do Drow. Oh no, man, I'm always tempted to do Bard or Rogue. You can go Bard, Warlock. I'll do Bard. Alright, class Bard. Do we have a subclass? Cantrips. Blade Ward. Take half damage, Vicious Mockery. Mage Hand, Tree Strike, Friends. Dancing Lights, Light. Minor Illusion. Vicious Mockery. So I think we want this. Yeah. Spells. Let's pick our spells. A healing spell. Sleep. Sleep is really good. You always want like some crowd control. This is a good crowd control, I think. Dissonant Whispers. Let's turn that off. Let's do Sleep. Speak with Animals. This seems like it might be useful, but I don't know. This magically change all aspects of your appearance. I don't know if that's good or not. Like, all this CC looks like it's really good. And then a heal spell. All that seems pretty good. And Charm. I think I'll heal. Charm. Like, all of this is, it seems like it'd be good. We'll try it out. Oh, you can respec it anytime. The coolest armor is heavy armor. Oh, there's a good rogue companion. Let's do Bard. Let's do Bard. Let's do something different. Not violent. Loot. Loot. Of course, loot. Do a liar. Loot, baby. Abilities. We'll just go with the default, probably. High dex. Got good constitution. Good charisma. Alright, that's all that's good. Now let's, can I change the appearance? Edit appearance, alright. So, let's pick a face. Male.
Where to next? Let's hope the locals offer
Health.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Alright. Skin color. That's not a drow. We gotta do like a drow color. Black. It's night. Lichen. I like this kind of green color. Alright. We can give him some scars. Give him the guts. Gut scar. Maturity. Make him look kind of old. Freckles. Freckle intensity. Doesn't do anything. Vitiligo pigmentation. Oh, he can... What? He can have like some vitiligo. That's different. That's an interesting slider, I gotta say. Crazy scar. No scars. Make it beautiful. Body art. None. Black metal. None. Normal dude. Eyes. Red. Make him a different red or pink. Pink eye. Purple. Dark. Red. Or you can just pick any other ones. I can pick... Ooh. Let's just pick red. Makeup. You can have like eyeliner. If you want like some makeup on it. Let's do basic stuff. Lip tint. Let's make it kind of white. That looks silly. Hair. I like the hair that's there, default hair. Looks good. Hair color. Let's make it, instead of like this intense white, let's like gray it up a bit. About there. Looks good. Make it really weird, but like the gray looks good. Highlights. There we go. Some like blonde highlights there. Okay. Facial hair. No beard. They don't grow them. Alright. Proceed. Enter character name. Back. What body type did we pick? Oh, body type. Make him an oaf! An oaf of a bard! Nah, I like him as like a slim guy. Alright. Let's come up with a name. Can I randomize the name? Who's got a good name? Don't I have some dark elves in my books? Yeah. Just weird to make a human-colored drow. Rindeligo. What's the point of a human-colored drow? I don't know. Yeah, we want high charisma. Darilo. Oh, Tavarian. That's a cool one. Yeah, we'll start with Tav. And no. I like Darilo. Now I like it.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
Oh, what's my guardian gonna be? Oh boy. Let's make a hot girl. Drow. Yes. What's the best looking head? Like that. Freckles. Do I get to make another one? Freckles. I'm gonna give her tons of freckles. Body art. This. Eyes. Yeah. Hair, makeup. Some like good looking makeup. Look at her face. She's pretty good looking. General.
Remarkable.
Here we go.
Truly.
Body art. Eyes, makeup, hair. That's a good looking hair. Haircut. Here, that's simple. What else we got here? Let's go deeper in the list. Hermione hair. Here we go. Cornrows. I mean, you're correct in this probably doesn't matter that much, right? They're probably going to kill this character. Whoever my companion here is. That is a weird hairstyle. I think that one looks good. We'll go hair color, gray. Get a little more. I wish I had like a... could like do a custom hair color and then highlights with turn it up so she's got some different hair color going on here. There we go. That looks interesting. Could give her body type 4. Did that reset her face? No, it didn't. Okay, good. Facial hair. Alright. Venture forth. That face it every time somebody makes the guardian a lady, I'm like, why not? Why not? Should I have made him a dude? I don't. That probably doesn't matter. We'll find out if it matters. They say every character hits on me, so I want to surround myself with a harem of hot girls, right? Tentacles. Many tentacles. A squid airship. Alright, listen, soldier. You're not wearing your gauntlets, and you're not wearing your mail. This game also has quick save and quick load. I hope F5 is quick save and F6 is quick load, because I know this game. Apparently this works on the Steam Deck as well. I installed it on the Steam Deck, but I haven't played it, so we'll find out how well like cross-saving works. If I have to like have a account with this company. The Wilhelm scream. Definitely a fun little cutscene here. It's like flying squid shit. Man, straight to the Underdark. No, he's in the North Pole. If I click out of the window, it kills the sun. Sorry about that. Guessing my goal is to stop the squid guys. Also, a girl in Act 1 who has no indication she's in a relationship is a lesbian by the time you get to Act 3. The game was developed chronologically over 6 years, so you can see HR's influence. You can see politics in the development timeline, though. There's almost no gross sex stuff in Act 1. It starts appearing at the end of Act 2. F5 and F8. Man. I guess so you don't accidentally quick load. That's probably good. You can lock your hotbar to prevent accidentally moving spells and abilities. There we go. I guess this is me. I guess I was stolen by the squid monster. Autosave successful. Let's use the camera. Alright, let's go check out this Mind Flayer pod.
Someone else got out.
Journal.
No time to rest.
Okay.
This is the pool that thing came from. The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
Investigate the pool. Some dialogue options require a skill check. A dice roll that must meet or exceed a target number. Your character skills add a bonus to this roll. Let's see. You got it. Success!
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
Oh well.
If not over, then through.
Mind Flayer.
Dead. Good.
Let's check out this. This one empty?
Might be other survivors.
That's mine. Let's see.
Here we go.
What is this?
Odd. I feel better.
Get rid of those. What else we got over here? We have a good mini map. Anything else we can click on? Let's see. What if I can like press a button to like highlight stuff? Oh, I can shoot my bow. Sphincter. I'm Lemmy-wings here.
What's in here?
Let's see what this goblin's up to.
We are here.
Got here gold. Yeah, give me that gold.
Here.
A brain jar.
We are trapped.
Mind flayer horticulture.
Help us.
Help us. Alright, what we got here? From a writing standpoint, what do you think of inserting an alien abduction story into medieval Europe fantasy world? I think it's good.
Release us.
One of my favorite favorite books is The High
I should
Crusade.
speak up.
That's basically the setup for The High Crusade by Poul Anderson. Except the Crusaders steal the alien spacecraft. It's cool.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
Oh yes, you were stolen.
The exposed
The opening
brain
cinematic.
quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return. A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an Intellect Devourer, a minion of the Mind Flayers who abducted you.
The enemy. So many enemies. Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Huh, inspect thee. It's inspected. I inspected it.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
I have high dexterity, so we could pull the brain out. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I have an advantage. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna save the brain.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat.
Huh. Dexterity. Mutilate the brain. No, I didn't hit it. Failure. Gross.
Curious.
Brain jars. Let's see what else. I didn't see anything else up there, right? So, I guess we're supposed to go out there. Maybe that would take us further up from here.
Doesn't do anything.
Oh, alright. Well, that was fun. Talk about a splitting headache. Flying over the Bloodlands or something. Flying over something.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Oh, my head. What is this? Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
Where's your nose?
We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers. We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority.
I love that they don't voice the protagonist.
First,
Gives you a lot more dialogue options.
then we find the Helm.
And I love that they don't have like very obvious stuff
We will
like
address the
press
matter
this to
of a cure
romance
for this
so far.
infection
Maybe
once
that
we
maybe
reach the material
God, that's different layer, but I like that about Dragon Age Origins, and I hated that about the sequels that they added. Press the heart to flirt. But good grief. Think about what the dialogue options are. Get ready to fight.
Taste my fury.
One shot. Alright, here comes the critical miss. Boom.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now, to the Helm.
Yeah, too little credit given to the player with like Renegade versus Paragon. Although I kind of get that because with KOTOR, it's like you want to make it explicit, like this is a dark side thing. You need dark side points to do it, or it will give you dark side points. All right, I got a scimitar and a light crossbow. Sweet. Let's see what we got here. So. Hand crossbow. 3 to 10, 3 to 8. 1d8, this is better. Do that. Melee. With the scimitar. Namdrist with the loot. Potion of healing. Alright, looks good.
What's inside?
Let's go check out this dead body.
How much further can I go?
Incinerated mind flayer. Oh, cool. Potion of speed. And a void bolt. That looks like it might be useful. Did I already get this one? Oh, an axe. Alright. I think we probably need to keep going this way, right? Anything up here? Tentacle aquarium. No, we don't need to bother tentacle aquariums. Oh, here, this guy, Dead Thrall. He's probably got some loot. Give me the loot. And what does this do? Something dumb. Okay. Yes, it is still flying. That is a good effect. Another Dead Thrall.
The ship won't be able to take another dragon attack.
Ah.
We need to get out before it's too late.
Not now. We must go to the Helm. Control over the ship. Or do you wish to die here? Who am I? Your only chance of survival. Now move. You are wasting time.
The studio tracked that thousands of people got rejected. It reminds me of Dragon Age Origins. I ended up in a gay romance with the elf by mistake. I remember in Dragon Age Origins, you could, if you were really crafty, you could like get like a four-way going with you and Liliana and Zevran and what's her name? The Isabella, the pirate. Alright, perfect. Let me see what we got here. Short sword. Flourish, piercing shot. Okay, I got a lot of stuff here. Simple robe. My jerkin is better. I don't mind never talking about this again, but I wouldn't mind ever doing it again. No, Isabella is in Dragon Age Origins. In Dragon Age 2, she's like a party member, but in Dragon Age Origins, you can play cards against her in the bar in the capital city. And so you can have a three-way with her, Liliana, and Zevran, a four-way. If you like, do the right options, and you have to be. I don't remember. You have to be in a relationship with Liliana, though. Otherwise, it's just you, Zevran, and Isabella. It's a devil's threesome. Yeah, so she has a completely different model. She's way better looking in Dragon Age 2. She's super hot.
Nothing without knowing its purpose.
Oh. Alright. So we gotta fight this guy. Sacrificed cultist. Oh, I could do something here. Main hand attack. I could go get him from behind. Or do I have like a... I could shoot him. Or piercing shot. Gaping wounds. What do I have here? Dip. Strike him.
Think you can take me on?
Oh, did I shove him? Oh, I can't shove him into the thing here. Oh well. Does she have a ranged weapon here? Let's have her go here.
On the move.
And then shoot this guy. Oh, he's dead. Oh. I was hoping I could like push him into the chasm here, but apparently not. I missed him.
Don't waste a step.
Saved. Let's see what we got here. We got dip. Rush attack. Home strike. I think I could. He's threatened. He died. Alright. Push.
Can't read this script. Another mystery.
Not now. We must go to the Helm.
Alright. Mind flayer.
Better not be cursed.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
The construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a stranger?
I don't think you'll do that. Drow, you might as well be trapped in demon webs. There's no helping you.
Try that contraption next to the pod. They did something to it when they sealed me in. Hurry! Please!
I forgot Dragon Age 2 made some random prostitute into a companion.
The console appears dormant. The mechanisms are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy an empty socket. Nothing. The console remains dormant.
Oh, we need to find something to go in the empty socket. I like how they took every edition of D&D and its lore and threw it in the trash to write their fan fiction. I actually probably do like
Whatever
that.
fits in that socket must power this thing.
Alright, find the socket. Mysterious liquid. Alright.
Have to keep going.
Let's see.
Might be useful.
Let's go over there. Let's see what that is.
A brain in a jar.
You need thieves' tools to pick a lock, or you can find its key. Did I loot the bodies? Oh, I'm fighting something. Some brains. Where are the brains? Oh, they're over there. Here they come. There we go.
My path be true.
You are not us. You must be terminated.
Be terminated!
I think I forgot to loot these bodies. Is what happened. Mug. Yeah, sacrificed this. Bottle of gold. Let's push some things.
Already dead.
Alright. I have to find the... Oh, Silithid manuscript. Let's see if we can read that.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
Mysterious liquid. Oh, there's a
Let's have
backpack.
a look.
Let's check the backpack. Continue into the room where the brains come from.
On my way.
Let's see if we'll find something there. Ah, another Mind Flayer pod. Wait, hold on. Aha!
How many hosts of these K infected?
Let's see if we can open the reliquary with it. Let's try it. The golden key. Aha. Alright, let's go in here. Yeah. Good little map here.
Dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Vicious chair.
I hear something. Voices.
I hear nothing of the sort.
As you place your hand on the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Oh, cool. She's a zombie! Lizelle comes off as a woman with extremely thick emotional shell that just wants warmth. But never had it. I don't think that's the character of the game. It's just my initial impression.
Change her. Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Straj, is this to be our fate?
Eldritch Rune. That's probably it.
This might unlock those controls next to the pod.
What's this thing? Slave mine.
Another
take
brain.
The newborn mind flayer stares at you, weak and dazed.
Can I attack it?
Don't bother. You're barely dented.
Yeah, she's right. Let's go back over here to this thing. Doing 0 damage.
The console appears dormant. The console hums.
Imagine this
to
would be
life.
fun with like
But
multiple
what
people.
is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
Ah, didn't work.
Nothing in the appearance of the device betrays its purpose. It could do anything. It could even transform the occupant of the pod, like what happened before.
We'll have to risk it.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. A parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
I cannot take the Bard outfit seriously. Listen, we have to entertain the people. I performed yesterday. I did pretty well. That difficulty class too. Be funny if you somehow failed that. It may be like engineered
You
in. that you're
feel
always
the
successful.
biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated,
The Klingon from Star Trek, that's what the Githyanki are. What are they called? Githyanki. Shadowheart.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a Gith with you.
Yeah, dice rolls would be more
Dangerous
satisfying if they were
company.
like a... Maybe someone will do a mod. They'll have a 3D die bouncing around there. Yeah, I kind of want to see what happens if you fail that roll. They might have hard-coded it so you can't fail it.
Fair point. Looks like there's plenty of fighting ahead. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way. I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. But that'll have to wait. Are we going to help each other or not?
Yes. Alright then, let's get going.
Shadowheart. One moment.
Very few people name their kids something like Shadowheart. You know? Like, we come up with all kinds of names, but we never name someone something like that. I'm not sure if that would, like, cripple them for life or not.
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the Helm. Now.
She's right. Lead on.
We need to go out. Start this. Open the sphincter. There's a fire here.
Things. Wonder what plane.
Off to the next room. To the sphincter.
We're nearing the Helm. Once inside, do as I say. Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Kanyank.
She's Shelly Shadowheart. Pleased to meet you. Autosave successful. Quick save. Alright, cool. Go. Do as I say. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Oh, great. Some demon guys. Good. Kill him. Yes. Eat his brain.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We will deal with the gate after we escape.
We need to get out of here. Now.
Alright. See what she's got here. Alright, she's not got two-handed warrior. What's this guy got? Lesser Helm.
This is your end.
attack. Miss! Let's see what's on the way.
No mercy.
Crossbow.
What's inside?
This thrall. Swords here. What is this? Nautiloid tank.
On the move.
Arrow.
Let's end this.
She doesn't have a ranged weapon, so just
Got to press on.
see if I have a spell to use on that guy. Get some of this first. Charm person. Bardic inspiration. I'll use that in a minute. Let's just shoot this guy. There we go.
Another step forward.
Bardic inspiration. Buff our other guys. Latin chanting. Can I hit him with the sword? Not enough movement. Alright. Rush attack. No, we didn't hit him, but we got next to him.
Let's finish this.
Not enough. See what she's got. Concussive smash. Nope. Jump, dip, shove. Firebolt. There we go. Well, it did hit him.
Got to press on.
Do a shove. Athletics failed. Examine.
If shit hits the ground, we're dead.
Yeah. You need to connect the transponder. Go up here. Oh, it's up here. Alright, that's what we gotta do. Okay, okay. Well, let me see here. Let's loot some guys. This guy. This guy. Over here, and we'll attack that guy.
Ignore the devil. We must take the transponder.
Whoa. I tried to roll a bar in this game once.
Before they strike.
Once. I don't know if this is like the middle difficulty. Let's see. Can I hit this guy?
What should I do? Moving.
Let's see. Valid target. Alright, kill the amp.
Open up.
Let's Yep. Then we will
Open up.
loot. Loot. Alright. Shoot at this guy. I'll only crit him for 6.
Let me strike true.
Take this, or Astarion will have your head.
Alright. Can we get to that? No, we can't.
Got to focus. Onward.
Come a little closer.
Uh-oh. We got some more dudes coming. Here they come. They're dashing. Hope someone makes a Doomslayer.
Gymnastics.
Here goes nothing.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
I don't care for Bard, but it feels like the kind of class that needs to ramp up. It's mostly a support class. Since they give you a lot of other classes in this game, it looks like, a support class can be really useful because you can do all the charisma stuff and just buff your other guys, stand back and shoot arrows, You don't really need... you don't really need to make your class, like, paladin necessarily. Music is a bit louder than your mic. Thank you. I can fix that here real quick. Yeah. All right. Let's turn it down a bit. It's probably better. Okay. They give you core companions right at the start. Fighter, cleric, rogue, and mage. Yeah.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through. But it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Find a cure. Press J. Find a cure.
What's up for discussion?
There's Shadowheart.
For discussion.
Let's go see if she's okay. Wake her or reach for the artifact? I'm gonna wake her.
You're alive. I'm alive.
The camera audio is suddenly super delayed.
How is this possible? How is this possible?
Alright, I'll see if I can fix it. Check, check. Doesn't look... Oh, it is delayed. Well, I'm sorry for that. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. Yeah, I'm seeing it's a several second delay. Let's go to another one, and then we'll go back to regular microphone. There we go. Okay, that should fix it. Perhaps it was some dramatically timed divine intervention.
The divine tend to keep their interventions close to the chest. Though, I suppose it's not impossible.
Now what?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
All right, let's get moving.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way. Something the matter? There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
All right.
Breathe deep and move.
Ah, there's a dead body to search.
Something good here. I hope.
Ah. There we go. Oh, there's a pouch. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that find the clicky bits business. Nothing there. Poor fisherman, mangled fisher. A wooden barrel. Perfumed letter. Ooh. Inspect it. Let's get this guy too. Sure. Yeah, we can't really go this way, can we? Oh, there's something over there. Bucket of fish.
Anything of use?
Give me those fish. Come on, dude. Give me the fish. The game audio isn't coming through now? That's interesting. Seems to be coming through. That's an OBS issue, I'm assuming. Let's see. Let's choose this. And then we will go back to default. Hopefully that will resolve it. You might hear it. I mean, if I turn it down really low on OBS, you may not hear it more than it's coming out of my monitors, out of my speakers. Backpack. Gold. Shanties for the bitch queen. And we all row with the spray upon our necks, and we all row with the spray upon our backs, and we all row with the sea beneath our feet, and the bitch queen stays the storm. Wave, mother, lashes to the prow. Wave, mother, we ask to sail your skirt, if you allow. Wave, mother, sink us if you will. Wave, mother, our souls are yours, with brine and sand to fill. Souls away and anchor still, the wind won't move without the bitch queen's will. We'll wait gladly years and days till the bitch queen brings the waves. Hey ho, she told us so. Hey ho, she told us so. That's fun. Another dead fisher over here. Which way do we want to go? Go check this guy out. There's an ancient door. See what's in the barrel. Gold in the barrel for some reason. Oh, there's some grass. What does the grass do? Oh. Oh. Item context menu. Okay. Level up. Oh. Level up. Bard level 2. Health increased. Good. Gained a spell. Okay. Alright. I can get a new spell. I like this disguise one. So I'm going to try that out. Sounds low and far away. All right. Well, we'll roll with it. See what we can do. Level up. Oh, we can level her up.
I wonder what the next move is.
Shadowheart. Can she level up? Okay, let's level her up too. She's a cleric. Perfect. What do we get here? Another spot, channel divinity, turn undead, evoke duplicity. I want to switch out any spells. Create or destroy water. Bless. Protection from evil and good. Alright, well, we'll keep it like that.
Let's see what we have here. Worth a shot.
This is the map of your surroundings. Overgrown ruins. Ancient door. I haven't really inspected this area, so...
Shouldn't wish to live in more interesting times.
This is the ship, so we can go look in the ship real quick, see what there is to see. Ooh, there's some brains to kill. Let's kill them.
Here we go again.
Oh, we're in fire. We're like standing in fire. Oh, okay.
Never a dull moment.
Alright, here comes another brain. Claws. These guys are they're gonna kill me. Let's see if I have a spell here. Use oh, she died. Let's load our autosave. Is there permanent death? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to kill these brains. Oh, dude. Here, load game. Is there another autosave? Or that's the newest one. I gotta remember to like save more often. Alright.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Let's get the Fisher. There. Talk to her. Reach for the artifact.
What are you doing? Well, that's honest of you. Don't do it again. I'll give you a pass this time, considering I owe you my life. And speaking of, how are we alive? I remember the ship.
Alright, hold on.
I remember falling.
Let's load that autosave.
Then nothing.
I figured they wouldn't let you take the artifact. Characters who haven't been recruited into the player's party will die permanently if they're killed. Alright, let's get this guy.
No traps, please.
I forgot to check my inventory. Light crossbow, short sword, light crossbow, pearl, dagger. Leather armor. Scimitar. Candle, pearl. Rapier. It's a rapier. Hand crossbow, light crossbow. Okay. Void bulb. Tasteful boots. I don't think I have anything else to put in here, so. Alright. Wake her up. Let's wake her.
You're alive.
Bar.
The Divine tend to keep their interventions close to the chest.
No, first, we might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters. We need each other. And we both won. It would have been lead the way.
Alright.
Need to find a way forward.
Can level up. Yeah, let's go ahead and level up again. Yada yada yada. Okay. Spells. We're gonna pick the disguise. There is like a distortion to some of the sound, even coming out of mine. I'm not sure what that is. So let's level her up. a backpack. Pouch. Intellect Devourer. Oh, dead fisher. Oh, we can get some grass here. Read this. There's a weird distorted voice talking sometimes. I don't know what the cause of that is. Got a fish. This guy. Some grass here. Take that. With this guy. Loot, 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 loot everything. Maybe I can do something with the fish.
Nothing.
Okay. Save it. Can I open the ancient door? It's locked.
Maybe there's another.
Yeah, it sounds very distorted on mine. I'm not sure what that is. Let's check out the audio. So the music is okay, but the turn off that. Belladonna. Empty. Let's get the herbs. I'm clicking on herbs. Abducted commoners. Now, I want to see if I can hit this guy. I'm shooting from low ground, but I think I got him. Better stay back. One strike could be lethal, he says. Over here. Dash. Alright, we aggro that one. Here he comes. Here comes this guy. Killed that one. Shoot him with an arrow. Alright, got him. And we'll move right here. Here comes the brains! Yeah, all the voices are distorted. I don't know why. I think it's an error with the game. Oh, I missed him. All right. Anything else I can do? All right. Killed him though. Or let the brain come on. Yeah, it's some kind of bug in the game. Because the music's crystal clear, it's just the voices. Alright. fight well, perhaps our survival, blah, blah, blah.
No traps, please.
Okay, that went a little bit better. It's out of the fire. Not alloy tank. Abducted nobleman. Ooh, a chest and a dead mind flayer. Dagger, rapier. Ooh, silver locket. I don't know what that does, but I guess I could put it on. Can I read this? Read.
Sigh, I love you. There, I said it. And if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again and again and keep on saying it till we're old and grey. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so's staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna.
I don't know what to do with that. It's found on a dead person. Poor guy. Get up there and get that guy. Ooh, a skull. Spiked bulb. Alright, let's see if I can get
something
up there.
good here. I hope.
See if there's anything in the chest. Arsonist's oil. Coat your weapon in an oil.
Moving ahead.
Okay. Off we go. Loot some crates. Thieves' tools, yes! You can use those to pick a lock. Maybe.
Always room for more.
Alchemy. You can now craft your own potions. Alright. Alright. Anything else here? Let's keep going. Up the road. What time is it? It's almost time to quit. Oh, it is time to quit. Yeah, this game's fun enough that here we'll meet this guy and then we'll
bring things cornered.
We'll call it.
There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Kill it yourself. You look capable
I
enough.
was hoping for a kind soul. Well, not to worry.
I rolled a 2.
Shh. Not a word. Let's try to keep that lovely neck of yours in one piece. Hmm? And you, for this to get messy.
I need him alive.
Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Ah, promises, promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Not?
Oh. Uh-oh. Can we headbutt him? Yes. There we go. Yes.
You son of
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light. The fear.
What was that? What's going on?
It's the Mind Flayer's worm. It connected us.
I'm not an idiot. It has to be those tentacled monsters. Something they did. They took you too. I saw it during whatever just happened. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards.
Bard Paladin, that'd be fun.
Indeed we are. Please, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. My, you've been busy. So,
it's a sword that sings, and it's devoted to the good goddess that is Lolth's daughter.
While wandering the ship.
Oh, that's cool.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. You know, I was ready to go this alone.
They'll pick him up as a... So it's somebody that wanted to kill me. I'm not wanting to take them really along with me, but, you know, maybe he's useful, right?
All right. I accept. Lead on.
Okay. Give ourselves a good little save here. What do we have? He's in Rogue, yeah. Rogue, Cleric, Bard. Yeah, we're good to go. We just need a warrior. We need a fighter. All right, I'm gonna save it, and that's gonna be it for tonight, I think. Pretty fun. Level up. Let's take a look at what rogues get to do here. Health increased, good. Is there anything we need to do? He just gets more health and some more stuff. Hide. Yeah, there's a weird distortion with the sound. I'm sorry for that. It's some kind of bug with the game. I'm not sure what. All right. Okay. I think that's going to be it for this today. Not too much else to say. I didn't end up doing any music, but that's okay. There we go. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me a bit. Playing this game with me. Tell me to go to the next room. Listening to me sing the sea shanty to the bitch queen. I do appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Voices of the Void audiobook is live, so I'll really link that. If you're not on the mailing list, it's a good time to get on the mailing list. So far, it's fun. It seems like a fun game. I didn't realize how long I was playing it. Definitely makes me want to play more. You know, I see I have some friends in Steam that are playing it right now, so that's cool. You know, maybe they'll hop into my game. Whatever. So, anyway, I think that's going to be it for me today. And I'll see y'all next time. Where is it? Free book. dvspress.com/freebook. That will get you onto the mailing list. Should be fun. I'll stream this some more. Might stream Final Fantasy 16. I really need to finish that game up before I'm like jumping deep into other games, because that one's pretty fun. But this is a pretty fun game. You know, it definitely kind of starts you with a good conflict, which is, you know, you have to do this thing where you'll get killed. It's kind of, you know, that was a conflict of Cyberpunk, except it just took a long time to get there. So this one, they really start you with it. Okay, you have something that you need to solve, and it's a bit of a mystery. Like, we have a mystery plot going on. We got to find the mystery. And for a game that should be about exploration and manipulating the environment, that's actually a pretty good setup, I think. To go out there and investigate and figure things out. So anyway, guys, I will see you all next time. Have a great day, and thanks for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it.